Hi folks, John Cordisco back again. A game from round 9 of the Tradewise Gibraltar Chess Festival 2016. Great open tournament. Boy, I'll tell you, it's definitely on my bucket list to go to Gibraltar during this festival. Even if I wasn't a player, I would go. If I could afford it or have the time. Maybe someday, we'll see. Anyway, this is a game from round 9 as white, a Bachman. Axel Bachman, rated 2610. And I'm showing this because I'm an American. And as black as Irina Krush, current U.S. women's champion. Now, Irina's in the hunt for the women's prize. There's 3 or 4 ladies bunched up towards the top. 15,000 pounds is the #1 prize for the ladies. And that's about $19,500 U.S. So that's pretty serious, especially for a ladies' prize. So let's see how she does. She's in the hunt. Bachman is white. Irina Krush is black. I met Irina once really briefly in Philadelphia. Got her autograph. I was here in an interview. She seems like an interesting person. I just like her. She's very intense. And she's like a very nice kid. I say kid because I'm 59 years old. Knight C3. English. Let's just go through the opening here. There's no point in... The videos aren't really about openings per se. B4, castles, E3, Knight E7. Now, go to the computer. That's the last book move. Let's take a look here. The only thing I don't like about black's position is the dark squared bishop on C1. It's kind of blocked in for now, but white's got some pretty good space on the queen side. Irina's really developed. 3 minor pieces developed and castled. So I think white wasted a couple of tempos on all those pawn moves. We'll see how it works out. E4, C6. Just keeping an eyeball on the square. Knight comes out. D5. Here we go. Pawn takes, pawn takes. And white decides to castle. Because if we go pawn takes, now queen takes, check. And it's not just the king there anymore. You know, lose your right to castle. Bishop E6. D4. Interesting move there. Pawn takes, knight to D5. It's a pretty even game. I think Irina's done pretty well. Give you an idea, this individual that Irina is playing is 152 rating points higher than Irina. She is a GM, but she's currently rated 2458, and Bachman's rated 2610. So I think she's done well to equalize. Bishop G5, knight takes, queen takes, the F rook takes. Interesting though. It's pretty close in score. F takes or B takes. I probably would have played F takes. Knight C6. F4. It's getting pretty ambitious there. Now, she can kick the pawn or the bishop, which she does, forcing him to go to there, and then after bishop takes, pawn takes. Now, is that pawn jammed right in front of her king, the end of the world? No. First of all, there's no dark squared bishop on the board. And especially more important is the queens are off the board. So I don't think that pawn really means a lot. Like at least this is just as weak as any other double pawn. Bishop F5. He hits the knight. Interesting. If bishop takes, pawn takes. And then pawn takes again when the bishop moves. So, and if you notice, interesting, if pawn takes, bishop takes. It's tough. She'll move the bishop back to D3. And then pawn takes b7 with his bishop bearing down. She didn't want any of that. So she just went knight to a5. Moves the rook. Rook a to d8. It looks pretty good so far. Bachman goes knight d5. Get that nice centralized knight. Bishop d3. Kind of block off the scope of those rooks. Rook to e1. Got to get to an open file. Rook d6. Interesting there. That's also the computer's move. h5 was the computer's choice. Why, I don't know. g4. Now the other rook. Now he's got to do something. Rook to e5. Interesting, interesting. Knight. Rook moves. Knight. Rook checks. Rook takes, rook takes. King h7. King f2. Okay. It's a weird position here. The pawns are in weird spots here. And black's got that advanced pawn on c4. Let's just stop and pause here for a minute and take a good look. This knight's in a really good spot. This bishop is anchoring him in there. He's also keeping an eye on the pawn. Knight takes a4. Knight just goes right back to d4. So all right, black's up a pawn. But according to the computer, it's advantage for white, and I can see why. It's just that I don't like the position of the black king. I just don't. Rook over. Rook guards. Well, let's see. What'd you have done instead? Your Irina. It's going to be a pain in the ass getting rid of that f-pawn. I think c3 would have been a better move for her. Then after pawn takes, king g8, rook checks, king f8, knight takes, knight e6. It still sucks for black, but it's not as bad. But once she goes rook d7, mistake. I don't know if she was in time trouble. We're on move 32. But knight e7 is a killer. Absolute killer. That's a shame. Pawn. Rook takes check. King h8. f5. The mate attack coming. Knight tries to get in to help, but it's too late. Knight takes check. King to g8. And that's where she resigns. Go to the computer, it's mate in 4. She's going to lose the rook. It's just a disaster. So anyway, folks, poor Irina, she was in the hunt. I think she just missed that move. And it happens. You're under a lot of pressure. You want to do well. This is an open tournament. I'm not sure on individual sponsorship for the players, but probably a lot of it, the airfare and the hotel, is mostly their own money. Isn't like a lot of the tournaments the elite players play in where they're paid to be there and their expenses are paid. So that's kind of a heartbreaker for Irina, and I feel bad for her. But anyway, that's the way it goes. I wanted to show it because she was an American and she was in the hunt, and it just fell short. So anyway, folks, that's a game from round 9 of the Tradewise Gibraltar Chess Festival 2013. I hope you enjoyed it. Look for other games from this tournament. There's 10 rounds. This is round 9, and Nakamura's in the hunt. He's fighting for first. He won it last year. Let's see how he does. Anyway, folks, as I always say, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.